And welcome back to Comic Frontline, everybody. I'm Brant Fowler, aka the Gonzo Goose, back with another DC Rebirth review. This time I'm talking Green Lanterns #1. This is written by Sam Humphries, with pencils by Robson Roca, inks by Jay Leiston, colors by Blonde, letters by Dave Sharp, cover by Roca, Joe Prada, Marcella Maiolo, variant cover by Emmanuel Lupacchino and Tomeu Mori. Alright, so this story is called Rage Planet Part 1, and before I get into the review, as always with these DC Rebirth books, it just came out today, so there are spoilers, spoiler alert, as I talk about this book. If you have not read it yet, you might want to go pick it up at your comic shop, read that, then come back and watch this review then. Alright, so this particular issue for me, before I get into the actual review, I have to say that this issue was much better than the Rebirth one-shot issue of Green Lanterns for me personally. That, to me, in that week was probably the weakest of the Rebirth books for the week that it came out. But this issue is actually pretty strong. I actually really enjoyed this quite a bit. This story, of course, continues out of there. It springs forward from there. They are on their first mission. This is Jessica Cruz and Simon Baz, the Green Lanterns of Earth, because all the rest of the Corps is away in space dealing with their own thing, which we'll see in other books, I'm sure, later on. So they are investigating an unidentified alien presence on Earth, and obviously they're bickering back and forth because neither one of them want to be with the other, and they're both rookies and they're both very green, no pun intended. So you've got that nice natural banter between the two of them, kind of one-upping each other a little bit. Simon not really wanting to work with Jessica, and it's kind of what they touched on in the Rebirth special, or in the Rebirth one-shot, but a little bit more fleshed out here. So they investigate this unidentified alien, and they find just this regular person who's shooting at them. He's got red glowing eyes, and we already know that the Red Lanterns are going to be involved, both from solicitations and from that one shot. So we're like, okay, there's red eyes. Is this guy a Red Lantern? And he keeps screaming, but they say he's just a human. He keeps screaming that the Blue Lady promised him a ring. And spoiler alert, there is a dead alien pinned to the wall, and all kinds of dead bodies they find in this shed. So we don't know what's going on here, but they call the cops, and the cops, are kind of giving them the business. They're saying, we want the real Green Lanterns. We want, the heavy hitters, and they're having to contain themselves. And it seems like Jessica is having a calming effect on Baz, and vice versa, he's kind of bringing a little bit of the strength and authority out of her. So this was kind of a wise decision. They're making a good balanced team, and they're bringing out each other's strengths and calming or taming each other's weaknesses a little bit. And we're just seeing the seeds of that being planted here in this issue, but it is very well done, I have to say. So they call in the cops and all this, and Argus shows up, and they take over the whole thing. But there's this tower in Arizona, and we flash over to the Red Lanterns at one point. Atrocitus is he's really laying into Bleeze, and he's saying, this hell tower is important to us. It's the only way that we will survive. We can't let them know that we are weakened, and you have failed all of us. So the Red Lanterns are fading away because of our rage. And so we know that they've constructed this hell tower to bring more rage into the world, into the universe, and they're playing with that. So we're starting to see that on Earth, people are being filled with rage, and I guess that rage is filling and fueling them. Something interesting happens later on, and excuse me, I can't talk. It's really late. I obviously, is what I was trying to say, am not going to give away every single point of the story. I don't want to sit here and recap the entire story for you guys. I want you to read it and enjoy it and have fun with it. So something interesting happens towards the end of the issue. Simon Baz actually starts seeing visions, and this is something that I don't know that we've seen before. And the ring says you have the ability of emerald sight. So apparently now Simon Baz can see the future, can see flashes of things. that he wasn't able to see before, and Jessica's calling out to him because she's, you know, somewhere else. She's in Portland, Oregon, and these rage monsters are coming. It's people in a grocery store are like coming after her, and their eyes are glowing red and everything. So, you know, we see the Red Lanterns again towards the end, and they talk about something being ushered in called Red Dawn, and that the Green Lantern Corps is aware of this tower and everything, but they have to move fast, and this tower has to stay constructed, and Red Dawn has to be in place to refuel the Red Lanterns, because if the Red Lanterns fall, the universe falls into chaos. And it's very interesting. They throw in these visions that Simon Baz sees, they throw in the Guardian that has this one special ring. They throw in different things here and there. So I thought it was a really solid issue to get things started here. It really showed their dynamic as a team, as you know, they're being forced to work together now. Like I said, they really balance each other very well, and I'm not a huge fan of Simon Baz. I think he's got an attitude problem. His character is kind of off-putting to me, but when you balance him with Jessica Cruz, who is a complete opposite, it kind of tapers out, and you know, it balances really well. So I really enjoyed their dynamic so far in this issue. The art I thought was stunning, fantastic artwork all throughout here. Some great layouts, great perspective shots, some great effects with the Green Lantern powers and the rage, and you know, just fantastic art throughout this entire issue. I thought it was a well-paced book, well written, very well illustrated, and a great start to this book. I'm going to give this book a 4 1/4 out of 5. I thought it was really a really strong start for this series, and like I said, leaps and bounds above the Rebirth one-shot for me personally. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. Like I said, 4 1/4 stars for me out of 5. But I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, what you thought of Green Lanterns #1. And if you think this series is going to hold its weight amongst the rest of the Rebirth books, the new DC status quo, the new #1s, all the #1s that came out this week. I'd love to hear how you think it stacks up against everything else in the comments below. And of course, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, spread the word, and check out all the other Rebirth reviews, because we do have them all up today for this week. So check all those out, and of course come back as we continue to try to cover all of DC Rebirth as it's released. So hope you guys enjoyed the review, and again, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And for me personally, you can check out lastnumberpress.com. I will be at Comicpalooza this Friday for lastnumberpress.com, Friday through Sunday in Houston, Texas, myself and Lisa, and we will have a brand new book, The Last Ember #0, as well as copies of our other books, and Singularity: Rise of the Posthumans, a book that I wrote a prose story in. So I'd love you guys to check that out as well, and all that stuff is available online. The Last Ember will be available online at lastnumberpress.com next week. And check out Zone 4, of course, and yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.